And now, J316 News with your lead anchors, Emily Jacobs and Brian Nuttman.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for today's broadcast. I'm very excited to welcome the newest member to our news team, Brian Nuttman. Brian, thank you for joining us, and we're glad to have you on board.
Thank you for your warm welcome. Emily, it's truly a pleasure to be here.
My, that is a lovely accent. Where are you from, Brian?
Thank you, Emily. I'm from Childress, Texas.
You're from Texas?
That's right, born and raised. Go Longhorns.
Oh, you've never lived anywhere else?
No, but my parents did.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Where are your parents from?
Both my parents were born in Japan.
Okay, I did not see that coming. Let's get into today's top story, shall we?
Absolutely. A recent study has concluded that smoking is bad for you. Charis Bible College in Woodland Park, Colorado, has taken measures to ensure their campus is a no-smoking environment. So, if you see anyone smoking, do them a favor and let them know to stop immediately.
The Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment has concluded that littering is a growing concern, and they're urging people to stop doing it. A recent test has shown that animals are attracted to areas with lots of litter. To avoid a surge in attacks on humans by vicious squirrels and rabid raccoons, officials at Charis Bible College have taken measures to educate their viewers to avoid littering when enjoying the campus or any of the beautiful hiking and walking trails that surround the property.
Well, that's just terrifying, Emily. We mention Charis Bible College a lot, don't we?
They are our primary sponsor, Brian. And now we are going to join our man on the street field reporter, Jonathan Peterson, who is with the stage crew setting up for an event taking place at the CBC Auditorium. Jonathan, how's it going out there?
Thanks, Emily. I'm here with Bucky McDougall, the lead stage technician who's going to talk to us about tonight's event. Bucky, what should our audience know about tonight's star-studded performance, and what can they expect?
Yeah, it's going to be good. But the thing I want to get out there is there's absolutely no food or drink in the auditorium.
Okay, well, that makes sense. We have a nice facility here, and obviously we want to keep it clean. But what about the performance?
Oh yeah, it's going to be good. I'm going to have fun because I'm confident that nobody's going to break the rule and bring food or drink in our auditorium.
What about tonight's performance?
Look, if you're hungry, we get it. But this ain't your mama's kitchen. No eating in here. And if you're thirsty, your drink needs to be in a spill-proof container like these.
Oh, wow. You even brought examples with you.
Yes, sir, I did. And here are some examples of beverage containers we could allow. Notice the spill-proof lead.
Maybe we can stay on topic here. What about tonight's performance?
And let me be clear, these are not spill-proof containers. As you can see, these cups are not acceptable. The lid comes right off. Be sure to remember, there is no food allowed in the auditorium and no beverages unless you have a spill-proof container.
Well, thanks, Bucky. Back to you in the studio.
Well, that interview seemed to go right off the rails. Truly, truly awful, Jonathan. But you gave it your best shot, and that's all we can hope for. Now let's go to our investigative journalist, Chris Miller, whom will be talking to us about altitude sickness and the effects of dehydration.
Thanks, Brian. Headaches, fatigue, and nausea are all common when experiencing altitude sickness in Colorado. Most people get altitude sickness while skiing or hiking. However, when staying in a mountain town like Woodland Park that has an altitude of more than 8,000 feet, you may get sick just walking around the area. I set out to talk to a local resident about tips and tricks they use to combat the effects of altitude sickness. I'm here at the Charis Bible College Cafe speaking with...
Barbara Walters.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. What is your name?
Barbara Walters.
Okay, let's roll with that. So, Barbara, as a local resident, can you tell me about your experience with altitude sickness?
Well, seeing as I was born here in Woodland Park, I've never actually felt the effects myself. But the most important thing you can do is take it easy and drink lots and lots of water.
Water?
Yes, absolutely. Water is key. Here in Woodland Park, we're in an old pine subarctic climate, and dehydration can be a problem. So it's important to keep drinking water to avoid any problems. That's why we're here at the cafe. Besides delicious food and coffee drinks, this is an excellent resource to grab yourself a bottle of water or two and stay well hydrated.
Well, I want to thank you for your time, Babs. This has been a very informative interview. And obviously, Brian and Emily, if you have a water bottle of your own or are simply just thirsty, there are usually water fountains located near restrooms, and the locals encourage you to take advantage of them should you need them. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you for that very educational message. I just had one question.
Well, it's very simple, Emily. Drink lots of water, and you can purchase bottled water at the cafe.
No, it wasn't that. Mr. Barbara Walters said that he's born here in Woodland Park. But I thought I detected a bit of an accent, no?
Oh, yes. I actually spoke with Barbara after our interview was over, and he mentioned to me that his parents are in fact Japanese. That must be where the accent is from.
And now in consumer news, Charis Bible College has a bookstore that's offering more than just books. The on-site retailer is offering everything from audio and video teachings to apparel for visitors, students and alumni.
That's right, Brian. Charis Bible College is also offering self-guided tours of their breathtaking campus. Simply go to the guest services counter to acquire the resources for your very own self-guided tour.
And now we have some breaking news. Our very own man on the street, field reporter Jonathan Peterson, has apparently been stripped of his microphone by a barbaric stage technician named Bucky McDougal. Now we'd go live to the scene.
Oh my word.
Thanks, Brian. And another thing I wanted to mention, silence your cell phones. As you can imagine, it's very disrespectful to have cell phones ringing and chirping while people are up on stage trying to share an amazing experience with you.
Now we turn to another member of our news team who is not currently engaged in what will likely end in an assault charge being filed. Our very own Major Major W, who is speaking with a local park ranger about the beautiful ponds and bodies of water in our local area.
Thanks, Emily. And for the record, it's Wasatski.
Gesundheit. That's Japanese. Good health to you.
It's absolutely not. Major, what do you have for us today?
I'm here with Rick Henderson, who will be telling us about our majestic waters. Rick?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Majel. Some things we want your viewers to know is that although the ponds are beautiful, there is no fishing or swimming allowed in them.
Has that been a problem in the past?
Well, it does happen, and we just want the public to know that these ponds are only intended to enhance the beauty of the land. They're not intended for recreation. We also want people to know that sometimes the local wildlife does approach the water for a quick drink or a cool dip, and that if you see any wildlife on these grounds, it's important that you do not approach that wildlife.
And speaking of local wildlife, what can you tell us about the unusual sightings in these waters?
Beg your pardon?
You mentioned before this interview that there have been some unusual sightings, and you thought it would be best if people avoided these waters.
You said that would be off the record.
Yeah? Well, the camera is rolling now, so you might as well address the issue.
Yes, there were two Scottish fellows who were out here. They claim to have seen some sort of sea creature. However, we believe this to be a hoax, and we want to assure the public there's nothing to worry about.
And would you like to comment on the recent small dogs going missing?
This interview is over.
Well, that's exciting stuff. Some good tips peppered with Scottish folklore. Wonderful reporting.
In other news, the Charis Bible College parking garage was recently completed, and the school wants anyone using parking garage to pay attention to the parking attendants and to follow their instructions regarding where to park and the best methods to enter and exit the facilities.
So, in summation of today's broadcast, no smoking, no littering, no food or drink in the auditorium. Be sure to drink lots of water. Charis Bible College has shopping opportunities and self-guided tours available on site.
No swimming or fishing in the ponds. Do not approach the wildlife, and be sure to follow the parking attendant's instructions when using the parking garage.
For J316 News, I'm Brian Nutzman.
And I'm Emily Jacobs.
We hope you have a great time.
This has been a J316 News presentation.